Is this the next era of Simu?
I don't know if it's the next era of Simu, but I think it's a way for me to express creativity that is, that was kind of almost, it came about in a really unexpected way. Because I was asked to host SNL, back in 2021. Actually, I mean, we begged to host SNL, and then they said yes. But that ended up being, I think, the foundation and the building blocks for what has become this like whole separate career. And hosting is fun for a lot of completely different reasons than making a film and diving into character. You know, it is artistic in the way that you really do have to shape an audience's experience of what a night is. And the most fun parts of it sometimes are the moments where you sit with a team of writers, and we're so excited about the writers that we have. I really think we have the A++ team of writers for the PCAs, and really get to just pitch jokes and to see what works and laugh at each other and to riff off of each other, you know? So that in an entirely different capacity than playing a character is fulfilling in its own way. And, you know, to be, I think, the first Asian host of the PCAs is incredible and impactful, and I think it's a sign that I mean, we've been saying this for a while, but our the times are changing, and it is great to be able to be somebody who is entrusted with the audience experience on a night like this.
Yeah. You've won a People's Choice Award before.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
now, this is kind of like you're on the other end of it now. What is the difference in the feeling now coming back as host?
Oh man. Well, you know, when I won the award, it was just it was at the end of such a whirlwind few months of like premiering that movie and seeing it resonate with audiences the way that it did. I mean, you know, I knew we were a part of a blockbuster franchise, but we were also, I think, at our core, an origin story about a character that not a lot of people knew about. And so in a lot of ways, it was original. We also like really deviated from the comics and the source material. So there was really, you couldn't really be a Shang-Chi fan going into the movie because there was no expectation and no, so I think we surprised a lot of people. And I was so new too. It was just such a, it's just one of those wide-eyed pinch me moments of like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's happening. And I think there's I think a few years down the line, there's definitely a recognition of how important that moment was. And then there's, I think just a self-assuredness that comes with it not being your first rodeo and just being like, okay, I can take a step back and just like appreciate for what it is, because I'm not in the thick of it. I feel like very blessed to have been involved, for example, in the Barbie movie in a small way. But, I get to really sit back and be one of the fans and be an admirer of all of these amazing people that get their chance to be celebrated and get their chance to take the stage, some for the first time that are experiencing that moment. And I get to watch that and, maybe in myself be reminded of some of those feelings for me.
Oh, looks like this beach was a little too much beach for you, Ken.
If I wasn't severely injured, I would beat you off right now, Ken.
I'll beach off with you any day, Ken.
Hold my ice cream, Ken. All right, Ken, you're on. Let's beach off.
Anyone who wants to beach him off has to beach me off first.
I will beach both of you off at the same time.
Now you're at the center of another cultural phenomenon, and it's got something like 9 nominations this year. What has this whole ride felt like for you?
I mean, you talk about, what the people actually watched. I mean, the seeing the world kind of explode when the Barbie movie came out has just been the best feeling. I mean, for myself, obviously, just a wonderful moment to have work that's recognized, but also knowing Margot and Greta and America, by the way, and feeling just how hard they each individually fought for their characters, for the movie, for the project. I just feel like they're so deserving of all of the awards and the accolades. But also more important than that, I think they realize this too, is they've really touched people, and they've really sparked a movement and conversation. Not that, feminism or gender equality are new things, but I feel like Greta just found such an amazing way to bring those conversations up into the fore, and illustrate it in such a beautiful way, and using Barbie as the perfect kind of way to tell that story. I think is just it's just so genius and such an amazing take on it. So
Yeah, it was
really incredible.
So many other people are being honored during this night.
Yes.
You've got Adam Sandler as one. I have to ask you, what is your favorite Adam Sandler movie?
I have so many. You know, growing up, I was definitely in the Happy Madison generation, like Big Daddy, Waterboy. Like some of these classics are just so insane. The 90s for Sandler were just hits after hits. You know, I love Uncut Gems. I probably gotta go with one of the earlier ones though. 50 First Dates. I thought, you know, I've seen probably 50 times. I'll throw in Grown Ups. You know, I've seen that movie so many different times at so many different stages of my life, and it's just, you know, it's weirdly resonant and hitting differently every time. It really, I think, nailed something about growing up with friends and getting older together, and something really, really sweet about it. He's a family man for sure.
For sure. Well, I'm very much looking forward to what you're going to be doing
Thank you.
on stage during this. Secretly, I'm kind of hoping for a Lenny Kravitz, Simu Liu duet. Just saying.
Oh my God.
We'll see. Just put it
We'll
out
see.
there.
I don't think Lenny Kravitz is hoping for that, but I will be his loudest cheering fan from the stands.